Our next example is 9.2. Number 5, C minor. Assignments in 9.2 will feature chords that are inverted. Let's review a couple of important points. Under no circumstances do we ever double the leading tone, write parallel fifths, parallel octaves, or parallel unisons. If we follow the voice leading stylistic practices, those problems shouldn't come up. As a point of review, the figure of a 6 indicates a first inversion chord. That means that the root factor is found a third below the bass. 6/4 is a second inversion chord, which means that the root factor is found a fifth below the bass. Okay, let's complete our Roman numerals. So to locate the root factor here, I simply look a third below. It's G, meaning 5, in first inversion. And in this case, there's a 6. We locate a third below, and it's D. D is 2. In minor keys, 2 is a diminished triad. 2 diminished, 6. 2 diminished in first inversion. Here we locate a fifth below for the root factor, 1, 6, 4. Here, this is the root factor. Notice that there's a natural. This means natural, a third above the given bass. In this case, that's B, which is found in the soprano. That's the leading tone. We will not be doubling the leading tone. Next. The voice leading rules for root position chords is the same as figure 9.1. So based on those rules, we should be able to get started with our exercise. Here we have 2 octaves of space and a doubled bass note. So we need to figure out where we're going to put E flat and G. I've elected to put G in the alto and E flat in the tenor. You'll notice that there is quite a wide range of space between the bass and the tenor. In this case, it's okay. The bass and the tenor need to be no more than 2 octaves apart. All other voices should maintain within an octave. Okay? Greater than an octave between the tenor and the alto, or the alto and the soprano, is not allowed. Also refer to the chart in chapter 9 that shows you what the ranges of the given voice parts are. Our next chord is in first inversion. Double the soprano if possible. If not possible, double the bass. However, the bass in this case is the leading tone, so we can't do that. We can't double the bass. We have to double the soprano. G, B natural, D. The most logical voice to carry the doubled soprano is the tenor. In this case, we go back to our rule about chords that are a fourth apart, in this case a fifth apart. We keep the common tone. Notice that in the alto voice, the common tone is present. Next, we're going to double the bass and keep the common tone. An interesting phenomenon has occurred. Notice that in the soprano, the melody goes C, D, and E. 1, 2, 3. In the tenor, we have 3, 2, 1. The C in the soprano exchanges its place between C with C in the tenor, and then E flat goes here. This is called a voice exchange. Typically, voice exchanges, we describe voice exchanges as a phenomenon between the soprano and the bass. But in this case, if we look at what's going on in the bass, it looks like a neighboring figure. This is called a neighboring progression. And oftentimes, in the soprano and the other voices, we'll see this voice exchange happen while the bass simply dips to the leading tone and then comes back. It's called a neighboring progression. Our next chord is 2 diminished 6. First inversion chords. We double the soprano if possible. If not, we double the bass. The pitches are D, F, A flat. I noticed that I can voice lead the tenor smoothly to the D and the alto to the A flat. Next, 1, 6, 4. With 6/4 position chords, we double the bass. Notice that doubling the bass allowed for the smooth movement of the alto from A flat to G. Likewise, here. I'm seeing parallel motion between the bass and the tenor, but it's acceptable parallel motion. We have a sixth here and a sixth here. Parallel sixths are okay between two voices. Next, 1 to 5. By fifth, we can keep the common tone. In the alto, voice lead the tenor by step. And then finally, from 1 to 5, common tone is in the alto. The other voice leads by step. The exercise is now complete.